with me.
Well, because the government was co-signing the loans. I was co-signing the loan. All the people listening to this radio show were co-signing those loans.
Yeah,
we weren't doing it willingly.
Right.
Now, first of all, one of the things is, you can't even discharge this in bankruptcy.
I know, it's amazing.
Now, I do believe that there is now, I think, isn't there something that says that your monthly payments are limited based on a percentage of what you earn?
Those are federal loans, not private loans.
Oh, so your loans have no limit.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, what if you're not working? Because to me, it seems like you're probably better off not working at all.
Well, I would still default at that point.
Yeah, I mean, but when you default, now what happens when you default? Can they try to garnish your wages?
Yes, they can.
Because personally, I think the best thing that you could do, other than maybe you'll get people to send you money. I know you have a website, 200thou.com, and you're accepting donations. Although, how do we know that you're actually going to use the money to pay off your loan? Because I wouldn't if I were you. I would just take the money and I'd buy gold. I'd buy silver. I mean,
No.
you might take it and buy a new car.
No way. I have nothing else to put this money towards, so trust me.
Because I think you'd probably be better off, to be honest, I think you'd be better off leaving the country and working someplace else. Because I think you're a slave to these loans. Between taxes, Social Security, income taxes, and paying back this debt, I think you'd be a fool to work in this country.
I know. I've considered it so many times.
I would, I'd go to another country and get a job where they can't garnish my wages.
Yeah.
That would really, and there are probably other people that are in your circumstances. People have asked me questions, young kids about college. I've actually told people, I think it's better to skip college, just go into the workforce, and if you really need a college degree for a job application, just make it up. Just don't put down that you went to Harvard, but if you put down some local community college, no one's going to check.
This is true.
Because a college degree, your degree is not worth $200,000. It's not even worth close to $200,000.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Because your extra income, you're not going to be able to earn the present value of that. In fact, let's assume you had gone directly to the workforce. You could have worked for 4 years. You could have built up some savings. And I'm an employer. I employ people. I would rather have 4 or 5 years of work experience behind a job applicant than 4 years of drinking beer at Northeastern and studying sociology.
Yeah, I can see that, definitely.
But I don't know. Have you been interviewed? Have you getting on any television shows, or are you getting a lot of press on this thing?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of press. I've done a lot of radio interviews. I don't.
Did anybody that interviewed you? Did anybody bring up the problems with the government-guaranteed student loans, and that if it wasn't for the government guarantee, you wouldn't be in this mess?
No, most of them just brought up my naivety and wanted to know what my plan was from the start.
Yeah, but that is the real story, right? That's what you need to talk about. And we're going to come up for a commercial, so can you hang around for the next segment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hold on, because I want to make sure that to the extent that you get interviewed anywhere again, that you make these points, because this is very important. So don't go away. We'll be back for the last segment of the Peter Schiff Show.
Ele chegou descontraído. Chegou filosofando num tom de voz meio angélica, falando das coisas belas e das coisas simples, mostrando como o belo pode ser simples e o simples pode ser belo. Ai, 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 ai. Ele chegou descontraído.
The Peter Schiff Show. Since the Peter Schiff Show was last on the air, the national debt added another $7.89 million. Luckily, Peter's intelligence is growing twice as fast.
That's incredible.
Welcome back to your source of sanity in an insane world. It's the Peter Schiff Show.
We are back, and I am talking to Kelly Space. Kelly, what I want to make sure that you get from this program, that you understand, and hopefully you can articulate this on any other interviews that you have, is the real story. Your real story is not about your website and you're trying to repay the money. The real story is that a teenage girl was able to borrow $200,000 because of government-guaranteed loans. That this is crazy, that in a free market economy, there is no way that you would have been able to borrow this money because nobody would lend it to you. People would know that you don't burden a 20-year-old with a $200,000 in debt, that they're not going to pay it back. But because the government co-signed it and basically co-signed you into indentured servitude for the rest of your life, you were able to borrow money that, absent all these government loans, you never could have borrowed. What you want to do is become an advocate against government-guaranteed loans. You know, I ran for Senate here in Connecticut, and part of my platform was to do just that. I wanted to abolish government loans so college tuition prices could fall, and so kids would not be burdened by all this debt. Now, my opponents was saying, well, I'm anti-education, I'm anti-student. Knowing what you know now, would it have been a good thing or a bad thing if you couldn't borrow this money?
It would have been a great thing.
Right. It would have been the best thing that could have happened to you.
Definitely.
Right. And that is what people don't understand. And your case makes it as plain as day that you would be much better off if there were no government student loans. Instead, you are $200,000 in debt because of all the unintended consequences of Washington do-good politicians. See, they try to make the students think they're on their side. Now, have you been voting in elections?
Yeah.
How do you vote Democrat or Republican?
Generally Democrat.
Right. And is one of the reasons you voted Democrat because they want all this aid to education?
I mean, it was less about education, but I mean, I see your point.
Well, I know a lot of the young people vote Democrat because the Democrats, we want money for education. We want to make grants available. We want student aid. We want student loans. I mean, they usually get the students' vote by promising money for education.
Right, right.
But, of course, the reason that education is so expensive is because their aid allows the universities to jack up their prices.
Right, absolutely.
So hopefully one thing that you can learn from this is that you don't want something from the government because it comes with a lot of strings and a lot of unintended consequences. What you need from government is for government to stay out.
Definitely. And also what I've learned from this is that, I mean, I've received so many emails from people, so many people in my position and worse off, that, I mean, it's becoming evident that I'm not the only one. I'm not the worst.
Well, can you make a promise to me? Will you make this story about government and government-guaranteed student loans, and instead of, you were a young girl, you don't know it. I mean, you were 18, 19 when you started to borrow this money. I mean, you're really not even at the age where you should be making these kind of decisions.
Absolutely.
And the only reason you were able to do it was because the government guaranteed these loans. And then the banks didn't care. They didn't care what they were doing to you. They didn't care how much of a burden they were placing on you. All they knew is they were going to get the money back because the government was going to pay them.
Absolutely.
I mean, doesn't that make you angry?
Of course it does, of course.
So
But I need an immediate fix. I need to fix this. I need to make my life better if no one else is going to do it for me.
But speak about the real source of your problem. Speak about it as a government problem, as a government guaranteed loan, as the unintended consequences of how government is screwing all this up. Yes, sure. You are part of the problem. You did borrow the money.
Right.
But you were 18, you were 19, and people were dangling this idea in front of you. You got to have the best degree. Who cares what it costs? People that you trust were telling you, who cares? Who cares? Just go to the best college. This is all propaganda by the educational establishment so they can overcharge kids with government money, and they graduate with mortgages and no houses. It is a disgrace what's happened to you and what's happened to many young people like you.
Definitely.
All right, look, I'm glad that you agreed to come on this show. I wish you luck. Your website, for anybody that does want to make a donation, 200thou.com to help you pay off that debt. As I said, I think you're better off using that donation money for something else. I would leave the country. I'd take that money and use it for a plane ticket and to start a new life where you're not a serf, where you're not an indentured servant, because you shouldn't have to pay that. It's ridiculous that this much money was loaned to you.
Well, thank you very much for agreeing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and good luck to you. Anyway, that's it for today. We are running out of time. Don't forget, tomorrow, My guest is the creator of the cartoon video on the Fed. I forget the guy's name, but he is the guest on the show tomorrow. So make sure and tune in. And also, I am going to get into this discussion on civil rights and how it causes discrimination in the workplace. So that'll be a very interesting discussion. So make sure not to miss it. Take care, everybody. I will be back again tomorrow with another live episode of The Peter Schiff Show.
The Peter Schiff Show.